making minimum payments. With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Happy birthday to us. 2 surprises for you. 2 surprises from NordVPN. 2 surprises for you. Celebrate twice as much with NordVPN. We have a special birthday deal. Get 72% off and a coupon for up to 1 year free. NordVPN is rated as excellent on PC Mag. Visit NordVPN.com and discover one of the most advanced VPNs in the world. What are the benefits? Secure up to 10 devices with a single account. Receive alerts if your email address leaks to the dark web. Reduce the risk of phishing, scams, and malware with NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro tool. Encrypt your online traffic and browse with more peace of mind. Get the special birthday deal at NordVPN.com. Additional terms apply. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
From the hustle of Hunts Point to the pulse of Staten Island, we are New York's all-news station.
All news, all the time. Is 1010 wins at 92.3 FM. You give
Parkway tonight, exit 172 in Mockville. All lanes closed and detour here for an overturned bus. So definitely skip this section of the Parkway. Now in Queens, the westbound BQE stop and go as you make your way into the Kosciuszko Bridge. An accident here knocks out the right lane. The westbound LIE into Fairview tonight, the left lane out with a crash, backing up traffic through the Cross Island. On Long Island's Big 3 through Nassau, the LIE still all right, and not bad along the northern or southern state parkways. Now in the Bronx, stop and go traffic on the westbound Cross Bronx into 3rd Ave. There's word of a crash here, closing the lanes and eastbound rubbernecking as well. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The outbound George upper deck span on the New York side, the up and down truck is in that right lane, causing about a 20-minute wait. Inbound, luckily that is still quiet and still not looking too bad either way at the Lincoln and Holland. And I'm Dylan. Our next report at 9:31. 1010 wins at 92.3 FM.
At City Harvest, we're on the road every day rescuing millions of pounds of nutritious food for New Yorkers in need. Transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
A judge tonight ordered the Trump administration not to deport a Palestinian activist, Columbia University student, pending a legal fight over his detention. President Trump warned the arrest of the green card holding man who helped lead university demonstrations will be the first of many to come. Hundreds took to the streets to protest the arrest.
92.3 FM.
54 degrees, we have clear skies. AccuWeather says we are going down to 44 in Midtown. 2 months into the new year, the NYPD has good news about shootings so far.
New data in from the NYPD shows that January and February of this year saw the lowest number of shootings in a 30-year history. Mayor Adams says it's due to the number of guns taken off the streets.
1,000 illegal guns removed off the streets since the start of this year. 1,000 illegal guns.
NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch says the work is far from over.
We're seeing rapid-fire modification devices coming in with some of the guns that we are recovering.
The data also shows that transit crime is down 15.1% since police officers started riding the subway overnight. Mary Lynn Buckley, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
If you earned $93,000 or less last year, use NYC free tax prep. Work with a volunteer preparer to complete an accurate tax return and claim important credits, like the Earned Income Tax Credit. There are 4 ways to file and more than 130 sites in all 5 boroughs. Maximum credits, full refund. You deserve it. Get it back. NYC free tax prep can help. Call 311 or visit nyc.gov/taxprep to learn more.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, with 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations.
Down 156, a nearly 3% drop. Shares of Tesla falling 15.5% as Wall Street analysts slashed their estimates for Tesla sales this year. One analyst predicting a 5% decline from a year ago. Shares of Delta Airlines fell as much as 10% in after-hours trading after cutting its first quarter profit outlook on weak domestic travel demand. Americans cutting their spending. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Tom Busby for 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Here's the PPAC Private Bank and Trust Weekly Market Recap with Chief Investment Officer John Kramer.
Equity markets were under pressure last week due to uncertainty created by the shift in U.S. trade policy and economic growth concerns. Both the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ fell over 4%. The S&P 500 had its worst week since last September. The NASDAQ 100 sank into correction territory, having fallen over 10% since hovering at all-time highs less than a month ago. Although the selling was broad-based, growth stocks were especially weak as investors continue to rotate out of technology into more defensive areas of the market.
PPAC Private Bank and Trust is a leader in providing customized private banking services, along with tailored wealth management, commercial and personal banking solutions. PPAC Private, a single point of contact for a world of financial advice. Visit ppacprivate.com. Member FDIC. Non-deposit investment products. Not FDIC insured. No bank guarantee. May lose value. Visit ppacprivate.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Harris, founder of Harris Law. While walking past the construction site, Rachel, a retired seamstress with diabetes, slipped on a patch of black ice.
The northbound Garden State Parkway in Montvale, exit 172, and now an accident investigation from the overturned bus. Now blocking the right lane. Looks like the left lane is getting by, but of course, bumper to bumper, so do skip that section still. In the Bronx, so we're quite busy now. The northbound Bronx River Parkway and East Tremont Avenue. An accident knocks out the right lane. The westbound Cross Bronx at 3rd Ave, a crash in the right lane here. It is now stop and go. Now the B2E in Brooklyn moving slowly each way still into Atlantic Ave in Queens. The westbound LIE at the Clearview. Still an accident in that left lane, slowing up traffic a bit. Now here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Outbound George Upper Deck on the north side, a stalled truck. Right lane out, at least a 25-minute wait. Lower deck's a bit better. Inbound it is still quiet, and no problems at the Lincoln or Holland, Brooklyn Bridge, and West Ride. Traffic and transit every 10 minutes, and breaking traffic alerts when they happen. Another 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
On to the AccuWeather 4-day forecast with meteorologist Ryan Thompson.
This dry stretch of weather is going to continue through much of the week ahead. That's
Immigration Question. Download the free immigrationquestion.com app available on Apple and Android. Go to immigrationquestion.com and have your questions answered from seasoned immigration attorneys of your choice. Registration for attorneys and the public are free. This is a limited time offer. Go to immigrationquestion.com. The easy way to get your immigration question answered. That's immigrationquestion.com. Go to immigrationquestion.com, the easy way to get your immigration question answered. Immigrationquestion.com is an interactive site between attorneys and the public. It's not a law firm or connected to the USCIS. Go to immigrationquestion.com. That's immigrationquestion.com, the easy way to get your immigration question answered. Go to immigrationquestion.com. That's immigrationquestion.com.
Winds News Time 9:34. Strong winds are being called a contributing factor to several Long Island brush fires that broke out March the 8th. Fires that are now being described as under control with an unusual start as crews still deal with hot spots. Kevin Catalina, Suffolk Police Commissioner.
All of those fires are in a direct line with the strong northwest wind that was blowing that day, and it is believed that the embers from each fire traveled and continuously started.
From Stephen Greenberg.
So when we asked voters if the Democratic primaries for governor were today, and the candidates were Governor Kathy Hochul, Lieutenant Governor Antonio Delgado, and Congressman Richie Torres, who would you support? Hochul has a big lead.
According to the poll, the governor has the backing of 46% of Democrats. Ukrainian President Zelensky and Saudi
A
Arabia.
source close to President Zelensky told ABC News Ukraine will propose a mutual pause on long-range strikes from the air and sea when it meets with US officials in Saudi Arabia on Tuesday. The source said Ukraine wants the partial ceasefire to test if Russia would respect it. Russian officials so far publicly, though, have not signaled support for the idea, which was first floated by France. President Zelensky has now arrived in Saudi Arabia to meet with its ruler, but he will not take direct part in the US talks on Tuesday. Patrick Reevell, ABC News at the Foreign Office.
Winds News Time 9:51. Traffic and transit. Here's Kelly Dillon.
The northbound Garden State Parkway, an ongoing accident investigation. Exit 172 in Montvale for the earlier overturned bus, closing the right lane. So do skip that section of the parkway. Still bumper-to-bumper traffic. The New Jersey Turnpike, the common ramp to the southbound Garden State Parkway from interchange 11 in Woodbridge. The left lane now out with a crash. That road is starting to back up. The eastbound North Bay extension backing up in Jersey City at 14C with right lane construction. In Manhattan, the southbound FDR Drive. And I'm Dylan. Our next report at 10:01, 10:10 92.3 FM.
Hi, I'm Elton John. If you share my vision of a world where everyone is treated with love, respect and dignity, join me. Learn more about the Rocket Fund at eltonjohnaidesfoundation.org. Follow us at EJAF on Instagram.
Now the AccuWeather 4-day forecast with meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Under a mainly clear sky tonight, we'll see a low temperature down in the 30s in most suburbs. It'll get down to 44 in Midtown. Another warm day tomorrow. Lots of sunshine. It will be a bit breezier in the afternoon. High temperature up to 64. May reach the upper 60s in some western suburbs. Across Long Island, especially along the South Shore and across coastal Connecticut, where the wind's coming off the water, that will hold temperatures down a bit. High temperatures will be in the 50s. Partly cloudy tomorrow night, low 44 in the city, again into the 30s in most suburbs. Going into Wednesday and Thursday, mix of clouds and sun Wednesday, a high of 53, and then more clouds expected into Thursday with a high closer to 50. They will warm up, though, into Friday and the weekend. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
Winds News Time 9:53.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's
prolific ransomware groups extorting at least 210 victims last year. School officials have not commented on the breach, but a source close to Riverdale Country tells 1010 Winds families were notified they will not be paying the ransomware demand, and they are continuing to work with law enforcement. Marla Diamond, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
The U.S. Supreme Court says it will hear a case involving state bans on the therapy aimed at converting young people who question sexual and gender identity.
The case involves a challenge to Colorado's law banning what's called conversion therapy. The idea that sexual orientation or gender dysphoria can be cured through counseling. Colorado and more than 20 other states have banned it, calling it harmful to minors. But appeals courts have split on whether such laws violate the First Amendment. The Supreme Court has now agreed to settle the matter by hearing a case brought by a Christian counselor who says her rights have been violated by Colorado's law.
Stephen Portnoy. It is All in the Family for Michelle Obama and her brother Craig Robinson working a new podcast series called IMO. We'll see the former First Lady, her sibling, who is executive director of the National Association of Basketball Coaches, talk about different thought-provoking questions with a rotating roster of guests getting set to premiere on Wednesday. Brings us up 9:56 now at Bloomberg Money Watch.
A lot of fear today on Wall Street, fear about a possible recession caused by President Trump's tariff wars and the mass firings of federal workers. Not only did crypto 26 and 56 past every hour, I'm Tom Busby for 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-507-9701. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmares today by visiting us online at tra.com or call 800-507-9701. That's 800-507-9701. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
I'm Larry Mullins. Call 800-318-8888. The attorneys at Spector and Associates are fierce in getting you the money you deserve. Call them first. 800-318-8888. That's 800-318-8888. Or visit their website, crashinjury.com.
Spector and Associates, your serious family lawyers. 800-318-8888.
WINS FM and HD1 New York.
Live on the free Odyssey app.
AccuWeather starting with tonight, mainly clear, 44. Around 30s most suburbs. Nice day tomorrow. Plenty of sunshine. Another warm afternoon. Breezy, high 54. In the 50s, though, across much of Long Island and coastal Connecticut with upper 60s in some western suburbs. Wednesday, not as warm. A mix of clouds and sun, the high 53 degrees, high 50 Thursday. More people get their news from 1010 Wins from any other radio station in the nation. John Davis, our service aide.
University as demonstrations continued in the city. The release of a man wanted in connection with a subway slashing in Brooklyn. Stocks tank on recession concerns fanned by President Trump's tariffs. And mourners gathered in Harlem to celebrate the life of singer Roberta Flack. Sports, the Yankees ace Garrett Cole will have season-ending surgery on his elbow tomorrow. The Nets have defeated the Lakers. The Knicks visiting the Kings out west. AccuWeather says mainly clear tonight, low 44 out, 30s in most suburbs. Wins News Time 10:01. Traffic and transit with Kelly Gilbert.
We do have an ongoing accident investigation on the northbound Garden State Parkway, approaching exit 172 in Montvale, the right lane out, and earlier overturned bus. So bumper-to-bumper delays continue through that spot. We are also picking up on Route 70 now. Looks like there is construction work in the express lanes heading westbound as you approach exit. It is quiet and still no problems at the Lincoln or Holland. This report sponsored by MajorWorld.com. Don't get duped by low advertised prices on pre-owned cars. Once you try to buy one, the final price will end up being thousands more. Come to Major World for transparency and no surprises. Major World, 4340 Boulevard, Long Island City, Queens. Call 1-800-MAJOR-AUTO or go to MajorWorld.com. I'm Heather Dillon. Our next report at 10:11. 1010 Wins and 92.3 FM.
As we've been hearing on 1010 Wins traffic from Kelly, emergency responders remain on the scene of a school bus crash on the Garden State Parkway in Bergen County tonight. Montvale Mayor Mike Casale says 31 people were on board the bus heading north from Lakewood. Down the shore, 13 were transported to local hospitals with injuries. The mayor says there are no fatalities. Children are believed to be among the injured, however. About the school bus accident and details on the people who have been injured here, we will pass it along on 1010 Wins. A judge tonight ordered the Trump administration not to deport a Palestinian activist, Columbia University student, pending a legal fight over his detention. President Trump warned the arrest and possible deportation of the green card holding man will be the first of many to come as his administration cracks down on campus demonstrations against Israel.
Pro-Palestinian protesters are rallying for Mahmoud Khalil. He's a permanent resident of the United States and now is in detention in Louisiana. They say his arrest settles the fight over free speech and immigrant rights. Kathy Green wants everyone to speak up.
To arrest someone who has a green card, it's just gone over the top.
Joe, who works for CUNY, says this is an attack on a Columbia University student activist.
And they can use anti-immigrant rhetoric to essentially go after everybody. So this is everybody's fight.
Khalil was meant to lead negotiations between protesters.
The Barnard History Department.
Our worst enemy at this moment is the idea that the terrible things that happen during authoritarian dictatorships elsewhere should somehow never happen here, but they can happen.
Rabbi Jason Klein.
If you disagree with Khalili, I suggest that this is a good time to be even more outraged. Because what happens to Mahmoud can happen to anyone.
These faculty members say Khalil is a political prisoner. Mac Rosenberg, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Police in Brooklyn looking for help identifying the man who slashed another man on a subway Sunday morning. Happened on a 4 train at Utica Avenue on Eastern Parkway. 31-year-old was sitting with his eyes closed when someone slashed him in the face. NYPD has released a photo of the suspect. You can see it at 1010wins.com. Investors do not like what is happening with the economy and tariffs. Stock market selling continued today in reaction to President Trump's trade policies.
Heavy selling accelerated on Wall Street, sending the market to its worst session of 2020.
Ontario Premier Doug Ford says new rules will require any generator selling electricity to the U.S. to add an additional 25% surcharge starting now. The charge could mean an additional $69 tagged on to the bills of 1.5 million Americans in New York, Michigan, and Minnesota who currently buy their power from Canada. Ford says it doesn't matter that President Trump has postponed most Canadian tariffs, the electricity surcharge will remain.
Arsenic Sherry Preston. 54 degrees, clear. AccuWeather says mainly clear tonight. Low 44 in the city, 30s in most suburbs. Plenty of sunshine with a warm, breezy afternoon tomorrow. High 64 in the city, 50s across much of Long Island and coastal Connecticut. Uppers in some western suburbs. Wednesday, 2007, an elite private school in the Bronx targeted with a ransomware attack, compromising the data of its